Good morning to all of you. So far we have discussed the properties of square and square roots. Now we will see how to find the square root of the numbers by using the prime factorization method. Okay, so today we will discuss exercise 3.2. So let's see question number 1. So we have to find the square root of each of the following by prime factorization methods. So suppose if I take a number 484. Okay. So since 4 is at the unit place, so it may or may not be a perfect square. So let's do the prime factorization of 484 here. So what is the prime factorization? 2, 4, 2. Then this is divisible by 2. 1, 2, 1. Then I recommend you to just learn the squares from 1 to 20 so that it will be useful for you to find the value of certain numbers which always repeats, like 1 to 1. So 1 to 1 is actually the square of 11. Okay. So what is the prime factorization? So we can say that square root of 484 will be, we can write it like 2 into 2 into 11 into 11. And like I have discussed how to find the square root, we will make the pairs. So there are two pairs are there. So answer is 2 into 11, that is 22. Okay, so this is the square root of 484. Okay, now suppose if this is a number and we have to find the square root. So again, since it is written, we have to use the prime factorization method. So we will do the prime factorization method. Now 4225 is not divisible by 2 and neither it is divisible by 3. You can add the digits, you will get 5 and 4, 9 and 4, 13 is the sum of the digits, so it is not divisible by 3. So it is divisible by 5. Then okay, so 845, again it is divisible by 5. Now again 169 is divisible by 13. Okay, so this will be the value. So we can write square root of 4225 as 5 into 5 into 13 into 13. So here we got two pairs, 5 and 13. Okay, these are the two pairs. So answer is 65. Okay, then let's see if one more problem. Okay, suppose a number is like this. Let's say the number is 3969. Okay, so what we will do, again we will do the prime factorization and see this number is not divisible by 2, and since all the digits here are divisible by 3, so it is divisible by 3. Okay, like this. Again this number is divisible by 3. 3 4s are 12, 3 4s are, and again it is divisible by 3. Okay, again by 3 it will go. Now 49 is divisible by 7. Okay, like this. So what will be the square root of this number? We can write square root of 3969 is equals to, okay, so there are one pair, then another, and three pairs are there. So we can say it is 3 into 3 into 7, that is 63. Okay, now so let me solve one more part for you so that you can understand. And prime factorization method means you have to always do the division only of the prime numbers. Okay, don't use the composite numbers. Like this number is divisible by 4 also, so you cannot start the prime factorization by 4. So we will start by 2 only. So it is like this, then again by 2. Okay, then 324, then again it is divisible by 2, then it comes 81. Now 81 is divisible by 3. Okay, 9, then 3, okay, then 1. Okay, so this is the prime factorization. Now if we see, let's see the pairs: 2 pair, 3 pair, 4 and 5. Okay, so we got all the pairs. So we can say that square root of 5184 is equals to how much? 3 pairs of 2, that is 2 into 2 into 2, and 2 pairs of 3. So this is 72. Understood? Now, so in question number 1, we have solved the questions which are the perfect squares. Now in question number 2, 3 and 4, we have to find the smallest number by which a given number should be multiplied so that they become the perfect square. Okay, so for those type of questions, first step will always remain same. We have to do the prime factorization. Okay, like okay, now in this we have to find the smallest number by which 726. I am doing the first part. Okay, so number is 726. Okay, number is 726. Now the unit date of this number is 6, so it may or may not be a perfect square. So first let's check. It is divisible by 2, then again 2, sorry, this is divisible by now 3, then it is divisible by 11, okay, and 11. Now if you see very carefully, there is a pair of 11 only, and 2 and 3 are left. So what we have to do, if I multiply this number by one more 2 and 3, okay, so if I write it as 726 is 2 into 3 into 11 into 11. So one pair is there, but these two numbers are not having the pairs. Okay, these two numbers are not having the pair. So if they are not having the pair, so we can say that smallest number to be multiplied. Okay, so what numbers we have to multiply? Well, a 2 should be there and a 3 should be there, that is 2 into 3, so answer is 6. Okay, so this is the smallest number by which this 726 should be multiplied so that it becomes the perfect square. Okay, again I am telling you, just do the prime factorization and see which prime factor is not having the pair. In this, 2 and 3 is not having the pair. So what we have to multiply by we have to multiply these 2 and 3 with this number so that it becomes the perfect square. Okay, similarly in case of division type questions also, like the very next question. Okay, so in this again we have two parts. So I will solve with the one part and second part you will try by yourself. So number is there 14,175. Okay, so let's see. First of all, we will see the divisibility. It is not divisible by 2. And if we want to check by 3, so 1 plus 4, 5 and 6 and 7, 13 and 5, 18. Okay, so it is divisible by 3. So we can write 3 into 4 into 7 Okay, like this. Then again let's check. So 11 and 2 13 and 5 18, again it is divisible by 3. So we can write 3 ones are 3, 3 fives are 15, 3 sevens are, and 3 fives are 15. Now see 5 and 1 6 and 7 13 and 5 18, again it is divisible by 3. So 3 into 5. Now again by 3. So it is 175. Then now it is not divisible by 3, then it is divisible by 5 only. Then 5. Then we got 7 and 1. Okay. So finally its prime factorization is over. Now we have to find the smallest number by which it should be divided. So in this question we have to find the smallest number by which it should be multiplied. And in this we have to find the smallest number by which it should be divided. Now if I make the pairs, suppose if I make the pair, one pair is this is the pair, and this is the pair. So you can see here this 7 is left out without any pair. So we can say that smallest number to be, or by which divided, okay, by which this numbers to be divided will be this 7 only. Okay, this 7 only, because this 7 is not having the pair. One more thing is asked, find the square root of the resulting number. So for that let's calculate the resulting number. So what is my resulting number? My resulting number will be 14175 divided by 7. So it is 2025. Okay, now we have to calculate the square root of the resulting number. Okay, now for this step, whenever you want to calculate the square root of this resulting number, there is no need to do the prime factorization again. Okay, there is no need. Why? Because this new number will be obtained if this 7 will not be there. That means it will be having how much? This 3, this 5. Okay, sorry, this 3 is having 2 pairs. So 3 into 3 into 5 into 5. So that means it is how much? 3 into 3 into 5, that is 45. Okay, so for finding the square root of the resulting number, we will not do the prime factorization again. We will use this prime factorization only, and except that factor which is not having the pair, we will take all the factors like this, and then we will find the square root of the resulting number. Suppose we have to do the question number 5 and its second part. So in this I will assume let side of square is equals to a. So what we know, that area of square, okay, formula we all know, is a square, okay, side into side, and a square is given as 5329. So we have to find this a, but we have the value of a square. So always remember, if you want to remove the square sign, then what you have to do? You have to do square root on both sides. Okay. So whenever we do the square root on both sides like this, square root of a square and square root of 5329. So now we will do the prime factorization. So a is equals to square root of 5329. Now for prime factorization, suppose if I write, now see, what is the problem with this prime factorization method when we have the numbers likes of this? See, this number is not divisible by our simple prime factors like 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 and like this. Actually this number is straight away divisible by a prime number, that is 73. So for these type of questions, whenever a certain number is divisible by a big prime number, for these type of questions the long division method is quite successful. So I have done the prime factorization. So what is the square root? What is the value of a? Only one pair is there, so that is 73 meter. Understood? Okay, now questions like question number 6. So far we have discussed few types, like we have discussed when we have to find the square root of the number by using the prime factorization method. Then we have discussed square number divisible by these numbers 8, 12, 15 and 20. Okay, so suppose if square is not there and we have to find the least number divisible by all these numbers, so what we were doing, we were taking out the LCM. So first step will remain the same. We will find the LCM of these numbers like 8, 12, 15 and 20. So I hope you all must be knowing how to find the square root. So it is 2 into 4 into 6 and 10. Again it is divisible by 2, 2, 3, 15, 5. And please don't jump to 3 straight away because the 2 is already there. Okay. Then after 2, which prime number? 3 we will use. Okay. Now it is 5. Okay. So what we know? LCM is how much? 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 5, that is 120. Now whether 120 is a perfect square or not. Okay, whether 120 is a perfect square or not. So for that what we need? The prime factorization of 120, and it is already written there, so I will not calculate it separately like this. Okay, so we can see here that only one pair has been formed and rest these three numbers, okay, these three numbers are not having any pair. So how do we have done the questions like in which we have to find the least number to be multiplied so that it becomes a perfect square? We are multiplying that number with that number only. So we can say that least square number is equals to 120 was our number, and these are not having the pair, so 2 into 3 into 5, that is 3600. Okay, so this will be our answer. So in the questions likes of this, in which least square number divisible by the given numbers you have to find, first you will find the LCM, then you will see whether that LCM is a perfect square or not. Since it is not a perfect square, don't do the prime factorization again because it is already there. Okay, don't waste the time. Now see here, we will check the pairs. So only one pair was there. So these three numbers are not having the pair, so we will multiply this LCM by these three numbers which are not having the pair. So we got the least square number divisible by these four numbers. Okay. Okay, now question number 7. Let's see question number 7 now. Okay, so in question number 7, the area of square field is given. Okay, so area of square field is given as 4225 square meters, if each of its side is increased by 2 meters, so increase in side is 2 meters is given. Find the increase in its area. So it is very much a common sense that when the side will be increased and there will be the increase in area. So for that, first we will calculate, okay, original area is already given, we have to calculate the increase in area. So for that we have to calculate the next area that we get after the side has increased by 2 meters. So first we will calculate the side. So let side of square field equal to A. So we know that A square equal to 4225, and what is A? A will be square root of 4225. Okay, then we will do the prime factorization of this. So prime factorization is, I am leaving to you, you just do the prime factorization. So it is 5 into 5 into 13 into 13. Okay, so what is our value? Our value is 5 into 13, that is 65 meter. Okay, now what is the increase in side? 2 meter. So we can say that new side will be how much? 65 plus 2, that is 67 meter. Okay, this will be the new side. So now we will calculate increase in area. So increase in area will be the new area, that is 16 square minus old area. Okay, you will get the new area as 67 square and the old area was 65 square. So it is 4489 and it is already given, so we will not calculate it again. So we will get 264 meter square. Okay, so this is the increase in area. Okay, next is question number 9. So what is question number 9 says that a PT teacher wants to arrange possible number of 6000 students in the rows such that number of rows is equal to number of columns. So okay, this is known as rows. Okay, horizontal are rows and these vertical, okay, and these vertical are known as columns. Okay, like this. So suppose, okay, this is the arrangement. Suppose this is the arrangement. So I have made 4 columns and let's make the 4 rows. Okay, so like this he want to arrange. Okay, this is row and these are the columns. Now what he want that number of rows is equal to number of column, and he have got 6000 students, and so number of students equal to 6000. Now if you want to arrange such that the rows and columns are equal to each other, then it should be the perfect square, but it contains odd number of zeros like the property we have discussed, so it is not a perfect square. That is why it is written that 71 students were left out after the arrangements. So we can say that students arranged. Okay, so how many students are arranged? 6000 minus 71, that is 5929. Okay, these many students have been arranged. So we have to calculate the number of rows. So I can say that let number of rows equals to x and number of columns also equal to x. So let number of rows and columns, okay, since both are equal, so we can assume both as x. So x into x, okay, x into x will give you number of arranged students, that is like this. So again, what is x? Square root of 5929. Okay, then let's do its prime factorization. Again, a typical type of number is there. Okay, so 5929 is not divisible by 2, it is not divisible by 3, it is not divisible by 5. Then we will check with 7. So when we check with 7, it is actually divisible by 7. Again it is divisible by 7. Now 121 is divisible by 11 and 1. So we can say that its square root is 7 into 7 into 11 into 11, and since it is having the exact pairs, so we can write 7 into 11, that is 77. Okay, so we got 77 rows. Understood? So this is how we can solve the questions likes of this. So this is the end of this exercise 3.2. Next we will discuss how to find the square root of the rational numbers with perfect square and the square root of the decimal with perfect square in the next exercise. Thank you.